Hey guys, get ready with me while I talk about every job I've had prior to social media. Okay, so for context, I've been working since I was 14 and I've had 4 jobs over the past 3 years. You guys also always ask why I started working so young. Basically, my sisters and I were always told that we would have to pay for our own tuition, which I honestly thought was so normal back then, but apparently it's like super controversial for their kids to pay their own tuition. But it was honestly never that big of a deal for me. I was just kind of like, whatever. So I've worked at this fast food place called Triple O's, a bubble tea shop, Brandy Melville, and then my last job was at a restaurant. So when I was applying for my first job, my resume was so horrible because I've had no experience. I just dropped it off at like 10 different places. Eventually one got back to me, which was this fast food place. But I found that a lot of jobs hire on the spot, especially if they're like in need of workers. Anywho, there's not much to say about this job because all I did was like make milkshakes and flip patties. It was super fun though, and it was a really good first job experience, I would say. I ended up quitting like 10 months later because I wanted to get my nails done, and you're not allowed to get your nails done at that job, which I know is the dumbest reason to quit a job, but I was making money, so I wanted to get my nails done because all my friends were getting their nails done. Keep in mind though, I was making minimum wage at my first job, but I was working like 40 hours in freaking like grade 10. I feel like people don't talk about this, but when you start making money, you get so money hungry, you just want more. So my paychecks were a solid like 900, which is so good for a 14-year-old, I think. This was me working. My second job at the bubble tea shop was really fun. I was literally making myself 4 drinks a day. Anyways, then we ended up moving out to the city, so I had to quit my job. This is when I started working at Brandy, and I think at this point I was 15 turning 16. I just have like a really late birthday, if you're wondering. That Brandy was super fun. I met a lot of my girlfriends there, but if you were on the visual team, you would have to work super late. Like sometimes we'd be there till 1 a.m. just rearranging the whole store. I remember some of the girls had to stay there literally overnight until like 5 a.m. And you'd expect us to be getting paid more because we were working so late, but it was all minimum wage. Anywho, my last job was at a restaurant and I was a hostess. I wanted to be a server, but the legal drinking age is 19 here, so I wasn't able to serve alcohol, so I was just a hostess. This was probably my most stressful job. People don't talk about how stressful it is being a hostess at a restaurant. I was working until like 1 a.m. and this was my senior year of high school. And guys, I think I got so lucky because this was the exact same time my TikTok started like blowing up. I was able to quit my job like 5 months later, which is such a privilege that not everyone can get. I think social media is like the best job ever. Like you can pick your own hours, and the work compared to real labor is like a dream. I can definitely talk about this more in like a separate video about social media and stuff and how it's so awesome. Anyways, that's all for now. Bye guys.